Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. I kind of liked it when I was sitting so far. Let me see if I can back up a little bit. I hope you guys can still hear me. Let's try that again. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Well, happy Saturday. Had a little bit of frustration today with two things. One is I started to notice how fast-paced American life is. I'm just about to start a busy season in my life, and watching the fast-pacedness of the situation today gave me a lot of anxiety because I know I have some. I'm going to talk about it in this video. And second, I noticed the amount of hostility our society at large has toward people who are single, whether they be single by choice or looking for somebody. We just have a lot of hostility toward that in our social environment. I'm going to get to that in a second. But first, the fast-pacedness of everything. So I teach at a community college. This is Phoenix College. But next semester, I'm going to be also teaching at a sister college. I was very fortunate for the opportunity. My chairperson was telling me about these opportunities, and I landed the position. And then my phone rings. Some gig work that I had signed up for tutoring. They finally come back to me, and so there's a number of students. It's all remote work, but still, the schedules are just all over the place, right? But at the same time, I know I have to take them because it's not every day that all these opportunities present themselves. So and then I also I do. You guys saw my art projects. I got, believe it or not, a chemical element collector who thinks it would be cool to have the Buddha out of different elements. So I already sold him zinc, bismuth, lead, indium, and tin, but I'm looking to pour other elements. Those are the easy ones to pour. The harder ones are going to be the ones that are toxic and or have a high melting point, right? So I tried copper at one point. It's so hot that I spilled most of the copper. Fortunately, I had a concrete floor to work on, so I got to give that another try at some point. And I think with the right equipment, I think I can add quite a number of other ones. Copper, silver, for sure, thallium, cadmium. What else did I wanted to do? Maybe tellurium, and depending on this guy's budget, maybe palladium and platinum. I don't know what he's shooting for, but I know I got to do this now that he wants it, though, because a lot of these art projects are impulse buys, right? He gets to sit on it. Oh, I don't want to spend a few $1,000s on a stupid element collection, right? You got to hit it when the mantle is hot. And so it gave me a lot of concern because it has all the earmarks of what happened last semester when I had a mental breakdown and COVID and all that nonsense. And so I was thinking about going out to look for a partner in life. See, what really killed me last semester was that after teaching here and doing the tutoring gigs and then poisoning myself with lead or mercury and burning myself, I had nobody to cook dinner for me. That was what really, really killed me last semester. I wasn't eating well. So I go out today to go look for a potential future partner. And I noticed all the hostilities. You know, we live in a very sensitive culture. People don't go out to the malls to, as a single individual, trying to hook up, and or you know, and so it gave me a lot of frustration. And then I went to the food court to get something to eat to take my mind off of that. And I watched it. It's like people use their mouth like a food shredder. And what's really interesting is that I used to live out of my car. And when I got to the shopping mall, I noticed this guy had just woken up from sleeping in the car. He works in the mall. And I said hello to him, and we talked a little bit about how I used to live in my car. He had to get ready for work. He was getting ready, and I was talking to him. And I didn't want to criticize, but I happened to notice his seat barely can recline because of all the junk he had in his back seat. And when I looked at his back seat, there was hardly anything good there. It's not like he was making art projects or his books for studying, right? No, it was all trash. And I'm thinking to myself, you're making yourself miserable not being able to recline your seat just to keep trash. And it just reminded me of how materialistic our world is and how we shovel food into our mouth. And part of the reason we shovel food into our mouths is because we have to do 5 jobs just to survive in order to buy all that garbage, to put in our backseat of our car, make ourselves uncomfortable, make our gas mileage suffer. And I really shook my head after witnessing everything that I witnessed today. I'm going to do some fortune telling about the idea of meeting a partner. I'm going to really need it if I'm going to do the indium and thallium and all that other stuff. It's a king. Well, I sometimes like to be that lone king, and it doesn't turn out very well. And 8, which means to get rich. 8 and fortune sound very similar in Chinese. I'm going to try I'm going to start with cadmium and thallium because I feel like I can handle toxic things better than the high melting point stuff. I had a bad experience doing copper, and it felt like I was going to get a heart attack of burning myself. 2, 5, which means to procrastinate, which I really need to do these days. Life is just like a runaway freight train these days. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love that I have all these opportunities with the sister college of Phoenix College, with the tutoring gigs, with the guy who wants to buy the thallium Buddha. I love all that. Slow down! Sorry. 8, okay. Maybe I am going to make a fortune off of that. 2, 9. This is the Peter Dislike Show! Bum, 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 bum. Peter Dislike! Bum, 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 bum.